Because of last month electricity expense of Rs 5 million was done by Jupiter, but it was not recorded by Mars in their books. Because last month electricity expense 0.5 million was done by Jupiter. That was not recorded by in their books. Okay. Jupiter, it was not recorded by Mars in their books. Yeah, dua. That should be correct. It has not been. The receivable of Mars disappeared 5 million because of last month electricity expense 0.5 million was done by Mars, right? Done by Mars, but it was not recorded by Mars in their books, right? Done by Mars. Namu konda finance paper. Again, final paper can have to million was done by Mars. So the electricity expense at a Philippine power that was done by Mars on behalf of Jupiter. On behalf of Jupiter, if Mars doing a kind of expense, how they are recording that? Cash credit, debit to here. That entry should be passed. Cash balance of this should be credit first and debit to here. Right? First entry. And then you need to eliminate debit here, credit here. Then simple entry. Done. There is that. Coming now, who out there? Pastor may learn. Other Jupiter Mars kala ada. Dia mana? Number dia mana? You need to adjust that to the form that is simple. We have whatever the method we are using. What you can do is here. Good question. So then you have receivable payable now. Where does it include other payables? Not other payables, right? 5,000 and 2,000. 5,000 and 2,300. Payables 5,000 and 2,300. Receivables 12,000 and 3,400. 12,000 and 3,400 receivable. What we have to do is For receivables, we need to add. For receivables, we need to add another 500. Receivables, we need to add another 500. This entry should be passed. Debit here, credit to cash. Cash 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 5,100, right? Cash 6,000 plus 5,100 minus 500. Minus 500 plus 500. May entry cash credit debit to here. Cash credit debit to here. Right? Okay. Now this is tallying. So the payable again 1,000, receivable again 1,000. Make ඇතුලේ කීයක් තිබුණාද? Make 0.5 කියන්නේ කොහෙද ඇතුලේ? හොඳට understand වෙන්න ඕන. මේ 0.5 කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ? මෙන්න මේක ඇතුලේ තියෙන්නේ. මේ කාලෙද? මේ parent. මේ subsidy දෙක. ගාන මොකද කියන්නේ? මේ 3,400 ඇතුලේ තියෙන්න ඕන 1,000. තියෙන්නේ 500. Again. So 1,000 should be there, but it's included only 500. So we need to put it plus here 500, deduct here 500 cash first entry, and say now this include 1,000, this include 1,000, this include another 1,000 payable, right? Parent. This 5,000 include 1,000. Take it here. Yeah, count color. So then, next entry, minus 1,000 here, minus 1,000 here. Minus 1,000 here, minus 1,000 here. Now, this entry done. Are you okay? Here. Normally, it will company transaction. Intermittent receivable and payable. How much? 1,000. 1,000 would be there in the payables of parent, receivable of subsidy. Right? 1,000 people are example given 1.2 million. Each company should be there. But unfortunately, one part has not recorded that. 1,000 parents are in the payment. The receivable is 500,000. We need to record it first. But they have done a kind of experiment on behalf of the parent. On behalf of the parent, cash credit. Parent 500, and then now 1,000 tally. Receiver included 1,000, paper include 1,000. We need to remove that. Minus 1,000, minus 1,000, and minus customer. Any specific asset minus entering current, no? Liability minus entering current. Cost and minus right? They know that they need to do that. People paper, you know, except it's very it's going to fix how they do it. Elevator to the 1,000 minus 1,000 increase the argument. It is easy. Right. Argument constructs the elevator net. That free control back that control back is going to be again, I'm going to state capital then you have goals to do this. For that, what do you do? Learn step by step. You are difficult to figure it out. Adjustment by adjustment, you can learn from your friend. I know that the graduates from the are getting something. No need to get 100%. Since we are learning, we need to do some more questions. But at least you need to get the basic understanding, right? Okay. Then again, I'm going to here. So this intercompany receivable and payable. The same way, intercompany loan and borrowings. Intercompany loan and borrowings, right? Area number 5, intercompany loans and borrowings. Intercompany loans and borrowings. Intercompany loan and borrowing. Same logic, right? The payable and receivable again. Again, payable and receivable. First, we can manage the next step. हमारा लाट intercompany receivable table interest because if we are non-moving receivable payable account, IFRS clearly says if you have non-moving intercompany current accounts, you need to charge it interest. There may be, but intercompany receivable we didn't have any interest expense or income, but here you may have interest. Right? You need to adjust the interest. So then P has given a loan to loan amount 5 million to Q. Here, P. He has given loan to Q. He has given loan to Q. 5 million. This is the way it reflects, right? In the B's book, it's a receivable. In Q's book, it's a liability. B has given loan to Q, right? Equal. The interest rate was 12%. Both companies have not recorded the accrual interest. Both company has not recorded the accrual. Both company has not recorded accrual interest. Then we got the current. That's better, no? No need to do any adjustment. No need to do any adjustment. Someone can say that you need to accrue that and eliminate. Don't need to do any adjustment. You can put the market for the interest accrual. They have not done for both companies. What is that? Eliminate adjustment. Don't need to do any further adjustment. Don't need to do that. So then what you do? You need to eliminate this and this. Debit, credit to here, 5 million. Debit to here. Debit to credit to here, debit to here. The main question is our complex වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Step එක. තව step ඊළඟ step එක මොකක්ද මේක? Then parent has given to subsidiary. ඊළඟ step එක වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Step 2. Subsidiary has given to parent. එහෙම වෙන්න පුළුවන් loan එක. ඒක තමයි එන වෙනස. දැන් මේ හිතන්නේ කොහොමද? එක්ස්ට්‍රාමිනේට් වෙන්න පුළුවන් first option එක කියලා. ඒකට රෙඩි වෙන්න ඉතින්. එතකොට වань ප්‍රැක්ටිස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ මේක. එක්ස්ට්‍රාමිනේට් දෙන්න පුළුවන් තව option මොකක්ද? මම දැන් කියනවා ඒක. I'm telling that I have this type of option to give. හැබැයි මට paper එක හදනකොට තව option එකක් හිතේ ඉඳන්. ඒතකොට ඔය option වලට ready වෙනකොට දැන් මේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා අර receivable payable difference එක මම හිතන්නේ කාට එක්ස්ට්‍රා මේකවත් තියෙනවා. receivable payable tally වෙන්න දෙන්න. එක පැත්තක record වෙලා නැහැ කියලා add වෙච්ච adjustment එකක් නැහැ papers වල. Right? So then that's about the knowledge application, right? මේක ඊළඟ step එක මොකක්ද? Parent to subsidiary, subsidiary to parent, and then one installment may be missed by one company, right? One installment can be missed by one company. So then this capital amount may not be tallied. The amount may not be tallied. That should be recorded. One company may be parent, may be subsidiary. That will impact to the cash as well. That's the second option I have. Third option. This is the first one. Second one, subsidiary to parent. Third one, installment may not be done. Fourth one, the accrued interest. මම මෙතන ටුට්ටක් වෙනස් කරන්න. last month කිව්වනම් last month you done last week in the line active. We have done for 11 months. 11 month part should be eliminated. Right? Fair understand? Right? So then, how we are going to adjust that? Here we have recorded income, interest income. Here we have recorded expense. So what? P&L හදන්න කියලා balance sheet හදන්න කිව්වොත් එක විදියක්. Balance sheet විතරක් හදන්න කිව්වොත් තව විදියක්. No, pull out. Why I'm telling like that? So then let's imagine you were requested to do only the balance sheet. Only the balance sheet. And then interest income should be eliminated from expense. What you have to do? This is the kind of adjustment under post acquisition adjustment under here. So මම මෙතන ඇදලා කිව්ව නේද මේකේ balance sheet P&L දෙකම ඉල්ලුවෝ කියලා. balance sheet විතරක් ඉල්ලුවොත් කියලා කිව්ව මේ. එතකොට මෙතන තමයි තිබුණේ අඬන මුහුත්. balance sheet ඉල්ලුවොත් එක විදියක් නෙවෙයි එකම විදිය presentation දෙකක් right එකම logic එක same logic two way presentation the impact to the balance sheet same if you may request with balance sheet first and the P&L right then what you have to do income and expense if you requested to do the P&L, you have to adjust that to the P&L. P&L, you have to line by line and right. Under P&L, how you are having P&L. P&L, you have interest, income, interest, expense. Let's say 1 million, right? 1 million here, 1 million here. What you have to do? You have to eliminate from interest income and interest expense. Interest income debit, interest expense credit. Right? You need to eliminate both ends. Right? And then eliminate කරලා you have to finalize the both P&L, right? Once you are finalizing both P&L, parent P&L and the subsidiary P&L, right? Parent P&L net balance will transfer to consolidated return earnings. The subsidiary account P&L will be separated to NCI and the consolidated return earnings. Through the profit portion. එතකොට පේන්නේ profit portion එක විතරයි. ඒකේ impact එක මේ adjust කරලා තියෙන්නේ. You can understand what I am telling. So that if they request only the balance sheet, we don't need to present this P&L. So we need to present only the balance sheet. So then you are having two accounts. What are they? Consolidated return earnings and subsidiary return earnings. Post acquisition, intercompany transaction. Post acquisition, intercompany transaction. We have another question: do we need to do P&L or balance sheet? If it is balance sheet, it may be easy. We have two accounts: consolidated return earnings and subsidiary return earnings. Right? So then both accounts, parent, interest, income should be eliminated. Subsidiary interest expense should be eliminated. Right? Like age data කොහෙද තියෙනවද මේ? ඒකට දෙන්නේ So then, consolidated earnings. Consolidated earnings. This account. This account should be debit 1. Debit 1. Credit 1. Debit 1, credit 1. For the debit 1, credit 1, කරනකොට already make a table එකේ තිබුණොත් ඒකත් eliminate කරන්න. ඒක separately eliminate කරන්න. Right? Right. Now this is clear. You can easily do this. Once you are doing questions, you can practice this. But P&L එකද balance sheet එකද කියන එක හොඳ understanding එකක තියෙනවා. තව මේක complex කරමු. ඒ කියන්නේ worst complexity. කොහොමද? So then here, parent has given a loan to subsidiary. The acquisition date before the year end. This is 2024, 2023, June has acquired a subsidiary. The subsidiary parent has given a loan to subsidiary. Right? Parent has given a loan to subsidiary. Maybe 5 million. Examiner clearly says the interest expense of this loan has been recorded by the subsidiary. The parent has been recorded that total interest for the period, but the subsidiary has not been recorded. And the parent has not recorded the interest, subsidiary has recorded the interest. Parent has not recorded, subsidiary has recorded. So then what you have to do? Return flex for this period interest. And then make a record for the next year. Okay. Okay. So then the party who has recorded should be eliminated. Once you are eliminating, you need to calculate for the period, this period, not 12 months, from this period. You need to calculate that, right? And then this portion should be calculated for this period and this period. Right? This period portion should be adjusted to the subsidiary return earning income. This period portion should be adjusted to the given P&L balance. Right? P&L balance. Because you need to assume that last year they have done the balance sheet. They have completed the balance sheet. Once they are giving P&L subsidiary parent දෙකම දීලා තියෙන්නේ දැන්. Subsidiary parent දෙකම දීලා තියෙන්නේ P&L. P and Q. They have interest expense. Interest expense 50, 40. This interest expense include only for the period amount. I'm getting you. For the period amount, only for this month, only for this 12 months, include here in the period. Other 6 months has been already adjusted to the return earnings for post-acquisition return earnings. Right? It should be adjusted to the subsidy return earning count, this portion. Right? Our step complex curve. Our step කොහොමද මේ complex curve? එහෙම දෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. මෙදා apply කරන්න. මේ දවසේ apply කරන්න. Right? June 2023 June apply කරන්න. හැබැයි මේ කම්පැනි ගැන දන්නවා අපි දාපු කාලෙන්ද 1800 ගණන් වලින් ඉඳලා දන්නවා. Right? They have given a loan to unknown company, this P company, to 2020. 2020 they have given the loan. They have given the loan to outside company. Now they have tried to acquire. Right? Within this whole period, they have not recorded the interest. They have not recorded the interest for the whole period. If it is so, your interest expense should be calculated for this period also. This portion is a part of calculation of goodwill. If they have not recorded interest expense, we need to record it. That will decrease their net asset. Right? Then it's part of goodwill calculation. The remaining part is intercompany adjustment. This is the ultimate worst adjustment you can be faced. එම එකක් නැහැ කියලා හිතනවා. හැබැයි තේරෙනවා එහෙමත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So then whatever the entry we are discussing here can extend to different levels. Right? Okay, that's about intercompany borrowings and loans. Then make a intercompany leasing ආයෙත් කරන්න බෑ. ඒකත් එහෙමමයි. Intercompany debentures intercompany commercial papers intercompany FD savings there's no difference, right? Capital should be eliminated, income should be eliminated, that's it. Sometimes one party may have recorded that. If it is so, we need to treat separately. Okay. මේ අන්තිම මොකක්ද දන්නවද? මේ වෙන වාද දන්නවද අපි දෙකේ පන්තියේදී කරා මේ error correction කියලා. Error correction. One part, one account record, other account not recorded, right? So then here intercompany consolidation with error correction. First need to correct and we will eliminate them. Right? Error correction එකයි මාරුයි නේ. Right. Intercompany services. Intercompany services. Consultation services. Whatever the service. So then, parent company can use some of the services to subsidiary. Subsidiary can use services to parent. So then, as a one entity, there is no such a payment. Payment no kind of service. Internally, we have all our resources. One entity, one the staff. We consider that as a one staff card. It is so. There is no such a consultancy service outside inside. So then, whatever the income recognized should be eliminated. Right? So then, if you know about this receivable and payable intercompany, it's like that. Intercompany receivable may be come as a result of this type of intercompany service. If you are going to eliminate the payable receivable, you need to eliminate the income and expense. Right? Income and expense. Q company has given consultation to P company after acquisition. The monthly charge was 20,000. Monthly charge 20,000. The annual fee has been recorded in the books of Q only. Annual fee has been recorded in the books of Q only. Q is the subsidiary company. Subsidiary company that make a record color thing. Q subsidiary. How the record color? Table to P. $240,000, right? And then expense. Expense 240,000. This is the entry they have done. But the parent company, they have not recorded the income. Why? He has already considered this is subsidiary. He has identified that as not an income. Not the income. So then, once you are doing your consolidation, what you have to do is you have to eliminate this entry. Eliminate this entry. So then, subsidiary payable should be debit 240. Subsidiary payable should be debit 240. And subsidiary P&L should be credit 240. 240 credit when out. Again, subsidiary के P&L එක හදනවා නම් consultation fees කියලා තියෙන expense එක හද වෙන්න ඕනේ minus වෙන්න. Credit වෙනවා කියන්නේ minus වෙන්න ඕනේ. Right? And if you are doing only the balance sheet, මේ part එක P&L නම් එක විදියක් balance sheet නම් තව විදියක්. If you are doing the balance sheet, what you have to do? We need to credit to subsidiary return earnings account. Two things. Here we have P&L and the balance sheet. If you are doing the P&L, what you have to do? Under P&L, what we are going to do? Here we have P&L of P and Q. P and Q, interest consultation expense under admin expense maybe. Under here we have 240. Here we don't have. We are going to do consolidation. Now what we have to do? We have to minus 240. This expense should be eliminated. Credit expense means minus expense. Right? We are going to eliminate this. Here. If you are doing the P&L, adjust to the P&L. If you are not doing P&L, straight away you are going to balance sheet. What you have to do? Make a result answer to the subsidiary return earnings. So then adjust this to subsidiary P return earnings. මොකද වෙන්න ඕන? Credit P return earnings නිකන් හිතලා බලුවොත් වැඩි වෙන්න ඕන. Yes, it should be increased. Why? They have reported additional expense which not expense as entity. A pොඩි පාර්ට් එක ගන්න ගත්තොත් activity. Because things like that are not really. So then here we are discussing very straightforward, very simple. Intercompany services. A parent company has given a service to something. Now, okay, but our entry comes to the end. Intercompany rent. Now, there are parent even there. So, subsidiary individual company will rent as an entity. So, rent take the building rent take the building E company but we are keeping kind of a asset for the renting purpose. Qualified asset for renting purpose. What it means you is a investment property. Investment property. So subsidiary to the rent take the building for subsidiary is investment property. Right? Keep in mind this very critical assessment. Once you are doing consolidation, it is not a investment. It is a PP&E. Why? It's a PP&E. As an entity, we have not given out any asset renting purpose. It's a kind of admin purpose. Once we are considering that as an entity, right? So then whatever the intercompany IP should be classified to PP&E. Because as a one entity, it will go administrative purpose. People's leasing consolidation කරනකොට once you are doing people's leasing consolidation under people's leasing books they have people's leasing Borala Tower, right? In the books of people's leasing, right? This tower having 5 floors, right? From these 5 floors, 2 of them are they are using, people's leasing using, right? One building, 5 floors. 2 of them are using by the people's leasing, right? So then remaining 3. One is people's insurance. Other one is property development. Other one is let's say people's microfinance. Other 3 subsidiaries. We got a කුට්ටක් වෙනස් ඇත්තටම scenario එක property development company එකේ තමයි මේකේ building එක තියෙන්නේ. අපි හිතනවා the building is in the people's leasing book. මොකද කියන්නේ? building එක people's leasing book එකේ building එක හදනකොට දැන් ගන්න building එකම කලින් දීලා ගන්න කියලා basic entry එකක් cash credit building එක එන්නේ. Simple, right? So then that building account, you feel like it's a PP&E, right? No. That building account should be classified into 2. 2 floors for PP&E, other 3 floors for IP. Why? We have rented out 3 floors. We are using 2 floors. Whatever the using for your admin operational purpose is PP&E, other 3 is IP. Right? That's the classification. Okay. So then, once you are doing your consolidation, we have given these 3 floors to our subsidiary companies. Once you are doing your consolidation, we have to transfer this IP to PP&E. As a one entity, we are using this whole building for admin purpose. We have not outside, we have not given any outside for purpose as a consolidation perspective. Keep in mind, this is very critical entry. If you are doing ACCA, what will be test? Why? Make up. What you do not make up, baby. Done. Right? So then, make it a list again. List again. Take a topic again. Intercompany IP to PPI. Right? එක කතා කරේ මොකක් කතා කරන්න ඇවිල්ලාද? Intercompany services. Intercompany services. Right? ඒකට මේම කරපු ඔඩිට් කරනකොට කොහොමද මේ ඩාක්යුමන්ට්ස් වැරදිලා තියෙනකොට කොහොමද හොයාගන්නේ? බැක්වර්ඩ් කැල්කුලේෂන් ගිහින් රීස්ටේට් කරනවා ගුඩ්විල් කැල්කුලේෂන් එකේ ඩාක්යුමන්ට් එක වැරදි. ඒකට තමයි ෂෝ. for financial right? How do you do backward calculation? Gudwil calculation එකේ වැරද්දක් කරන්නේ? එහෙම කරාම තමයි then you can feel that you learn something, you are doing something, you are applying that. So then, what other things if you can do backward, if you have good knowledge, right? You can do that. Whatever the other entries, can think, right? Yeah, every day, like let's say, AVs or LOLC, you may have more than 200 companies. During the period, there may be many transactions. LOLC console working in may patterns for the may back. Freeze like that. Topic freeze color may pattern. There are complex. Company and activity. We have once you are doing console auditing, we have 3 scopes, right? Full scope, significant, specific balances scope, and then in scope. So the out of scope. Samahana company, Sampurna company, Asu officer, Sampurna division. As Balan inventory. Some of the companies specific balances only based on the proof package. And then some of the companies full scope. We need to add group auditor, we need to get all companies. You may have different auditors, different regions. Countries higher with the auditors like. Countries higher with the auditors like Cambodia, Maldives, different countries, different auditors, group reporting, different approach, right? So then auditing here, consolidated financial statement. That's we have separate auditing standard, right? Okay. ඒක තමයි මම කියන්නේ අපිට console කරන්න audit advanced auditing කරන්න තිබුණේ corporate reporting වලින් පස්සේ तो ලස්සනට අපිට දෙන්න පුළුවන් ඔයා මේ ටික audit කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා step එක කියන්නේ goodwill audit කරන්නේ කොහොමද NCI audit කරන්නේ කොහොමද the company transaction audit කරන්නේ කොහොමද those can be tested in the audit exercise, right? But unfortunately, we have done with auditing. So then you need to think about that. Right? Right. Okay. Right. Now I'm moving to kind of a very common adjustment, complex adjustment. Each and every paper this will be tested. Right? That is about this one. Number 9. Intercompany sales and unrealized gain. This is very important. Make a goodwill again important. Intercompany sales and unrealized gain. Intercompany sales and unrealized gain. But that is everything. How that Panggil ini apa? Panggil kota I thought again. Itu apa? Itu kota bank kita. Kota ini apa? Itu apa? Saya tak tahu. Ini menurut kota investor kita. And I guess we may know what take away. You will do that. If you are audited more than like 11 to 12 years, that's the kind of specialization. Okay. So then this is very common adjustment, right? Normally we need this segmental information, right? Once you are doing segmental information, the segments we have segment transactions. Inter-segment transactions. You feel that external sales should be segmented external sales should be more than 75% of total sales. Right? So then it means that within the entity there may be inter-departmental, segment sales. That's within the organization. That's within the organization. But again, a step ahead. In the normal scenario, in a group of companies, within a group of companies, there may be intercompany sales. It means subsidiary can sell items to group. Parent. Parent can sell subsidiary. Or what else? Associate company can sell to subsidiary. Subsidiary can sell to associate. Or the parent can sell to subsidiary. Associate can sell to parent. Different transaction can be happen within the group. Right? This is not other income. This is not consultation service. This is about the core business of that entity, sales. Right? Once you are having this intercompany sales, you can see this. Easily you can understand this, right? What we need to do. A company and B company, right? Is the parent, is the subsidiary. Parent and subsidiary. A selling goods to B. A vikunana badu B sell. Right? So then in sales, we have, let's say, 100,000. Cost of sales, 80,000. 20,000 gross margin. B, 200,000. Let's say, 175,000. 25,000 gross margin. This is the individual company gross margin calculation. Imagine you have intercompany sales. Right? Intercompany sales. Intercompany sales. A sold 20,000 cost of item to 30,000 to B. 20,000 cost එකක් තියෙන item එක 30,000 වලට ඊට විකුණනවා. හරි සරලයි. We have AB transactions. A selling 20,000 worth of goods for 30,000 rupee to B. So what තේරෙන්න ඕන මේ 30,000 කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ? මේක ඇතුලේ. 30,000 මේක ඇතුලේ තියෙන්නේ. $30,000 තියෙන්නේ. 20,000 කොතනද තියෙන්නේ? 20,000 මේක ඇතුලේ තියෙන්නේ. Sales and cost of sales. Right? මෙයාගෙන් ගන්න මේ 30,000 මෙයා එක බිල් කරලා 50,000 වලට එළියට විකුණනවා. 1,000 වලට ඒ සේරම් ටික එළියට විකුණනවා. So they are selling that to outside. So then you can understand here what I am discussing here. A and B are parent subsidiary. So then A selling 20,000 items to B for 30,000, right? And whatever the items, 30,000 items, B selling outside to 50,000, right? They purchase for 30,000. So then here we have 50,000 inside. Inside we have 50,000. Inside here we have 30,000. Take a table now. Take a table now. What we have done is we have sold something to subsidiary. We purchased 20,000, sold to 30,000. That was sold to outside party. Outside party 50,000. Here we have outside party. We purchased that to 20,000. Here we have outside party, sold it to 50,000. Right? So then, now we are going to do the consolidation. Now we are going to do the consolidation. Consolidation P&L. Consolidated P&L. Right. ඔයාට හිතන්න පුළුවන් මේ ටික අපි මේ පැත්තට එකතු කරලා දා ගන්නවා. දැන් මේ පැත්තට එකතු කරලා console කියලා දාලා අපිට මොකද කරන්නේ? ලේසි විදියට පුත් හිතන්න නැතුව. So console means the line by line consolidation. We have two P&L, sales and cost of sales plus margin. What we can do is here sales 100, 200, 300,000. Here we have 2, 55. $45,000. Minimum present करने का हाल Is this correct? Is this correct? Presentation wise, you should feel that this is overstated. But this was not impacted. These two presentations are overstated. What So then here we have 30,000. Here we have 30,000. Sorry. Here we have 20,000. Here we have 30,000. Here we have 30,000 again. Here we have 50,000. As an overall entity, what is this transaction? We have purchased for 20,000. We have purchased for 20,000. Sold it out to 50,000. Sold it out to 50,000. Then, as a one entity, we purchased for 20,000, sold it out to 50,000. Right? So then, ultimate profit is what? 50,000 minus 20,000. Our as an entity, what do you mean by sales? As an entity, whatever the sales we have done to the outside. How much? 50,000. Your cost of sales? 20,000. Ultimate profit? 30,000. Very clear. As a one entity. For this, how you have recorded here? Under sales, now you have 130,000 and 150,000. 130,000 and 150,000. But it should be 50,000. It should be 50,000. So then we need to eliminate this. right? So we have only 20,000 cost of sale, but under this cost of sale, how much we have? 20 plus 30. We need to eliminate this. Right? We need to eliminate this. We need to keep this only here 50,000 and 50,000 and 20,000. 50,000 and 20,000 we need to keep. Right? So then we need to put an entry to eliminate this and this. So then we need to keep only 50,000 and 20,000. It was included here, right? So then what we have to do? This presentation is incorrect. We need to put an adjustment for this column. How much? 30,000, 30,000 minus and 30,000 minus here. Then only no 30,000. Whatever the intercompany sales transaction should be eliminated. Whatever the sales and the cost of sale. Intercompany sales transaction should be eliminated. Right? And then your final figure 270 and 235. How much? You know, these two equal, there's no impact. These two equal, there's no impact. But the presentation wise, sales should be decreased, cost of sales should be decreased. As a one entity, we need to present. This is a console P&L. Console P&L. The console P&L. If you are having intercompany sales, what you are doing, check whether do you want to prepare P&L and the balance sheet both. P&L and the balance sheet both. If you want to do the P&L, it is a requirement of doing this elimination. There's no impact to the bottom line. If you are doing P&L. If you are not doing P&L, you don't want to do anything about this intercompany sales. Intercompany sales. You don't no need to adjust. Why? Ultimately, for internal, it's no impact. But the matter is, you do intercompany sales. The question clearly says, once you are doing intercompany sales, at the year end, here the scenario, whatever things we sold to subsidiary, they have resale outside. We don't have unrealized sales. We don't have unrealized sales. If we have unrealized sales, then unrealized sales should be adjusted. Once you are having P&L or balance sheet, unrealized sales should be adjusted. Unrealized sales should be adjusted. So then, once you are having intercompany sales transaction, you have two elements. First one, intercompany sales. Second one, that unrealized portion. Unrealized portion. First one, intercompany sales. We don't need to consider balance sheet perspective. But if you want to do the P&L, definitely intercompany sales. Whatever the total sales should be deducted from sales and the cost of sales. Intercompany amount. Because it was overstated. වාගේ sales වලක් තියෙනවා මෙයාගේ cost of sales වලක් තියෙනවා. Right? Sales amount should be eliminated. ඒක එලිමිනේට් කරන්නේ ඇයි කියන එක තමයි මෙතන පෙන්නලා දෙන්නේ මේ. මේ process එක අහගෙන ඉන්නේ. අහගෙන ඉන්නේ නැත්නම් කොනකින් අල්ලගත්තා කොහොමද? ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. I hope you are comfortable. So as entity, you can see this 30,000, 20,000 again, 50,000. We purchased for 20,000, sold it out to 50,000. Right? As a one entity. So then consolidated column, we need to reflect that. So then 20,000 included, method 20,000. So then intercompany transfer method. 30,000 included here, 30,000, right? And that was included here. When the main thing include the time color. Right. We purchased for 20,000, sold it out 50,000. No need to add 30,000 here, deduct 30,000. What you are going to do is, cost of sale is 20,000 here, and then 50,000 you can make 30,000 then you are going to eliminate. So as a one entity, we purchased 20,000, sold it out to 50,000. Right? So the same answer. So the magic is the make it tally down. Make it make it to the 30,000 here. Make it to the 30,000. So what you have to do here? 30,000 no need. It's an overstatement. Apply sales here, deleted. 270 to 300. Real sales 270. 270. Why? They have done 200 real sales. They are purchased the 100 color. They are 70 with why? 30 intercompany. We need to eliminate. Interpret it, right? Understand it. හොඳට බලන්න. ඇයි ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාලට කරන්ට් වලින් මේක දාන්න යන්න පුළුවන් ගිහිල්ලා. ගන්න. ඒ හොඳට understand. what we are going to do here. That's the logic, right? And then second part. A part is the whatever the things you sold, it was returned to outside. They are not keeping anything in their stores, right? Whatever the 20,000 things, they have sold it out. So then we don't have any unrealized things. If we have unrealized profit, then again it's a kind of a adjustment. That will impact to the P&L. Why? What we have to do then? Can you read this? P has sold 500 worth of goods to Q with 20% of markup. And the remaining inventory of Q consisted of 200,000 worth of goods. Two sides. So Q has sold 500 worth of goods. He has sold 500,000 worth of goods. He has sold 5,000 worth of goods, right? 500,000. 500,000 worth of goods. And here it clearly says that 20% markup. What do you mean by that? 20% markup. Markup. So then the margin. Margin versus markup. What do you mean by that? Margin means gross profit divided by sales. Margin. Right? Markup means cost of sales divided by gross profit. If it is 1/4, this is definitely 1/5. Make our 25 now. Make 20 now. Now okay. Sorry. Say markup 25, margin 20. Markup and the margin. Wow. 4 rupees වලට මොන හරි item එකක් ගන්න. 4 rupees වලට item එකක් ගන්න. Right? Item එකක් ගත්තොත් 4 rupees වලට ඔයා 5 rupees වලට විකුණනවා. You are selling that to 5 rupees, right? So your sales 5. Sales 5. Your cost of sales 4. Your gross margin 1. Are you okay? Right. So your margin how much? 1 divided by 5. 1 divided by 5. Your markup 1 divided by 4. 1 divided by 4 markup. Whatever the situation like this, if your margin, let's say your margin half, your markup is 1. Let's say your margin 1/3, your markup half. Same way, right? Make a bit. A levels, O levels, we know this, right? Margin and the markup. That's maths. That's not about consolidation. Calculating the margin, make a maths payment. Percentage with maths markup margin, right? So then it's the sales value. Sales value from sales value, you need to get they have sold 500,000. From 500,000, they are remaining with 200,000. Remaining with 200,000. Margin, markup 20. Markup 1.5. Should be 1.6. L. 16.66. Profitability. Unrealized gain. And you need to understand this scenario. P company and Q company. P and Q. Like previously, you need to understand what's the scenario, what do you mean by unrealized profit. You should have a proper understanding, right? Let's say sales 500. Sales 500. Their markup he has sold. No? Subsidiary sold to the parent. Yes, sir. No, parent sold, right? 500,000. Right. The parent, no? This is the sales value. And then we have this markup 20%. Markup 20% mean From there 616. Markup and the margin. 20% markup. 20% markup. How we are going to calculate this way? 20% markup. Margin 1/6 of the sales. That means 20% margin. Make it margin take 20% now. So markup take 20% now, margin take 16.66. This is the way you need to calculate. Okay, no? One-fifth. Cost of sales is much. Cost of sales is much. Gross margin is much. Dividing gross margin by cost of sales, you are getting 20%. Right? Right. So your cost of sales will reflect here. So this question clearly says under this includes 200,000 inventory. 200,000 inventory. So then we have sold 500,000 to Q. 200,000 is still remain as inventory. That is the question. We need to understand it clearly. So then P sold 500 worth of goods to Q, 20% of markup, remaining inventory of Q consists of 200 worth of goods. What do you mean by that? P sold 500,000 to Q, remaining inventory, remaining cost of sales consistent with 200,000 inventory. This was not sold out to outsiders. We are keeping that as inventory. So then you need to understand that under this 200,000 inventory, you have a profit portion of how much? 16.66. Markup 20%. Markup 20% now. So your cost of sales margin equal to 20%. Cost of sale under margin. Let's say your cost of sales 100. Cost of sales 100. Margin 20. Your sales 120. Okay? This is the way. This is the cost of sale. This is the margin. This is the sale. Yes. This is the 20% markup. Then 120 to 20. Right? Okay. No. Yeah, so then markup was given. You can calculate the margin. Markup was given because they have given the markup. You have to calculate the margin. They have not given the cost here. They have given the selling price. Definitely you have to calculate it to the margin. Otherwise you can't calculate it. Here they have given markup. To markup you have to calculate the margin. Right? So then how are you going to calculate? 20%, 20%, 20%. What's the markup? 20% markup means if your cost of sale 100, right? 100, 20 margin. 20 margin in the cost of sale 120. Or sales consideration. 120. 120 minus cost of sale equals gross margin. Right? So then you are calculating your gross margin there. Markup we have, we can calculate margin. How we are going to calculate margin? 20 divided by 120. Right? Then again you are having 150. What make a benefit other than to is there other thing 20% means 150. එකක් වැඩි කරන්න තියෙන එකක් දෙන්න එකතු කරන්න තියෙන මොකද 150 නේද මේක so the your sales mean 1 plus 5 6 take 1 6 are you okay this is basic maths මේක තේරුම් නැත්නම් වැඩි හිතන්න යන්න එපා වැඩි හිතන්න නැතුව margin markup you need to simply calculate it take margin එක markup එක familiar වෙනවා දැන් මේක කියන්නේ complex scenario how we are going to adjust unrealized profit right right now according to the question parent has sold some items Still subsidiary keeping that as inventory in their books, right? So then it means 200,000. They are keeping that as inventory, right? Inventory. So once they are selling this to Q, once they are selling this to Q, they are keeping a kind of a margin of 16% over this. 16% of this. Right? You know that this was included here. This is included. Can you agree with me? $32,000. $32,000. 32,000 unrealized gain is there. $200,000 they are keeping as inventory. You know that this inventory is overstated. Why? This inventory overstated. This was purchased for this part. They have added a 16% margin, but we are keeping that as inventory. But as one entity, this amount is overstated by 32,000. In inventory side, profit side, profit also overstated by 32,000. So then this unrealized profit should be eliminated. What's the entry? Inventory credit 32,000. Inventory credit, whose inventory? Q's inventory. Q's inventory credit 32,000. Q inventory credit 32,000. Right? And then P's profit credit 32,000. Not credit, debit, right? Profit should be debited. Profit taken 32,009, investment taken 32,009. That's called unrealized profit. That should be done for the remaining stock. Remaining stock, not for the whole stock. So then you are having this type of a question. You are having this type of a question. Only balance sheet is required. Only balance sheet is required. So then we don't need to do sales adjustment. We don't need to do sales adjustment. We have to only do this unrealized profit adjustment. The reality is what? We have sold to the subsidiary company. We have sold to the subsidiary company. We have recorded this much of gross margin, right? This much of gross margin. But actually to realize, we can keep this in the book. If as a company, subsidiary should set it outside, right? Otherwise, you can't keep this profit. But they can really so they are selling to this company. Then they have to send this out to this company outside. Then only you can recognize this. If you have kind of a unrealized inventory in this company as a one entity, you don't have a sales transaction. Are you agree with me? You don't have sales transaction. Why? You have transferred some inventory item here. So then maybe same location. We have not sold outside, but we have recorded the profit. So that is in whose book as inventory? Q's book. Q's book show free, but it's overstated. It's showing 200,000, but it should be less than this. So inventory credit 32,000, debit to profitability 32,000. Unrealized gain should be adjusted. How product study කරනවා මම දන්නෝ තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. අර ඉස්සෙල්ල calculation එකට දාලා මෙතනින් මේක කට් කරන්න එහෙම කියලා තේරුම් ගන්න මේවා කරොත් තව complex වෙන මොලේ අවුල් වෙනවා. මෙතනින් මේක ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ කිව්වයි කියන්නේ. ඒක වා try කරන්න. ඉස්සර වෙලා මම මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? At the previous example, but we didn't have any unrealized gain. Whatever the purchase one, we sold it out. Right? Previous question. 20,000 to 30,000 can be. That time we didn't have any unrealized gain. But here we have unrealized gain. We sold it at 500. From this 500, we are keeping 200 in the inventory. As a one company, how much we sold out? Only 300,000. Only 300,000. Okay. So then if you have unrealized gain, need to be adjusted, right? So what unrealized gain maker, that is they get adjusted in a video. What did I say? I see they got so here, parents sold to subsidiary. Parents sold to subsidiary, right? If parents sold to subsidiary, inventory adjustment should be done to subsidiary by unrealized inventory with the subsidiary. Unrealized profit with the parent. Right. So then unrealized profit can be debit to unrealized profitability, debit to consolidated return, right? Credit to subsidiary income. Imagine subsidiary sold to parent. Subsidiary sold to parent. So then parents can take overstated inventory. Parents inventory credit debit to subsidiary profitability. Then it should be goes to subsidiary return earnings account. Right? So that will impact to NIC as well, non-controlling interest as well. Right? So the two sides, keep in mind. You may have questions in the future what you are doing consolidation question. Make it practically about the unrealized gain. Right? Take a tower, explain karo. Misunderstanding will be go away. That's why I'm going to explain further. Right? So then just to understand, we are having intercompany sales. We want to do only the balance sheet. Just adjust the unrealized profit. We want to do the P&L, adjust the sales as well. Right? So then that won't be impacted to net assets of the any company. Why? We are deducting from sales and intercompany sales. We are deducting from cost of sales same. Right? Just a matter of presentation. I think that's for today. That's about that. Anyway, that's it. And we have many. Right? That's it. You are right. For intercompany sales, have that understanding. This type of thing is there, but I know that you feel but by heart there 80%. That's okay. Maybe 60%. That's okay. Right? You need to understand. Make it okay. So then markup 150. Margin 16. Okay. So now we are moving to. Then again we need to discuss another step, right? Once that, if we are dealing with the associate company, how we can adjust it? Associate company, we are counting only our portion, right? Then keep in mind we need to discuss that as well. So before that, we need to understand what is the associate company, how we are going to treat that. Once you are understanding that, then we can adjust this type of a transaction with the associate company, right? Second question. Second question. Can you try this? Second question. Take it easy. Please not this much complaint. The company fail. The company fail. Fail management. The company fail. Explain. हम यहाँ पर नया बता रहे हैं। आप बता रहे हैं। बता रहे हैं ताऊ जगह पे डालना हमारा जगह पे तेल हमारा भी हुआ जब एक बार one by one. What you mean by the complexity? You may have some as a quantity. That's no need to that's the single logic. Because of that, the complexity is what it was we should have kind of the compensation. Actually, the compensation, there may be unrealized profit. Unrealized profit. Unrealized profit. They are selling the company. They have not sold that to outside. Even part of the recompense profit to get Mama market Mikula. One of there. And they could make business about 40%. As the partly in the Yeah. 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 1600 16 6 equal 667. Your meter put a value. That's what you are given. Associate financial instrument आता disposal कराने step and process कराने then पावना किती point पे ना फोन कर ठीक है ना so associate वाले नाव कहाँ चला तो ये तो financial instrument Anak tuh tak kali nawat tuh. Sonata mah, tahu lagi. Sonata mah nawat tuh. Video.
මන්නේ මේක මූ තනියෙන් කාලා මම මේක ඉරිකෝ යනවා ගන්නේ
Crochet attendance marginal node. Attendance marginal node. Oh, you may have to get that.
എല്ലാവരും പഠിക്കാൻ
So we salary is high good cost. Securely available. Hospital. What is the other? Ini pertama ngomongin dia lelar konten kita untuk mereka. Dua berita kami hati ini menarik. Ih, kamu begini betul. Sih, memang penting sekali.
Tiga dia. Ah, tak dia.
Jadi tempat. Kalau baru bayar komplit, maybe sing mau dipakai.
Well, dia lah ni. Oh, bom dia.
Oke, gitu.
Olha só.
Mata dengan Engineering bang, ulang memang gini gelitnya tinggal deh, tinggi kau ini. Nah ada bang, boleh tak bang? Muslim ya, Fatimah Rasul itu orang mana? Orang Muslim gelit ka Fatimah ni. Kau ingat Fatimah tu? Oh,
This is the end of this adjustment.
engineering level mati manage ke? We mati manage. ये बात ना, बात ना, remote को वाला बात ना बेरा. ये बात ना कि लास्ट ना, लोहित ने बात, उन्होंने ना मेरी कर दी. आज फिर स्टार्ट लास्ट में, मेरा हेलो, मेरा इसी कंटेक्स्ट लिया है, क्या इसी के बाद नहीं होता, उन अपने लेकिन उन्होंने जीते थे उन्होंने हस्बैंड है, ये दादा ने उन्होंने कुछ लिखा है ना तो मैं बीए
You will be
ये कर दी पापा आज से दाली में था देखो कॉर्पोरेट रिपोर्टिंग किए बात तो ये उड़े मारना
हम कितना हमें
नहीं हुआ
I need to get up. The farm. I think we are making good selling. Eating over the
I think it's going to lay down.
Okay.
Değil mi? Oh, tiene carne de pollo, muy baro.
One by one, that's the Bisa sambungan. Ya, beda tapi ya.
Jadi,
Dan ini kita bisa naik hotel. Harus beda. Udah pilih di belakang. Ini ya. Destinasi Jepang. Dia lebih enak. Ilang paper, ilang ulit paper. Ilang pa na parang naman.
I'm working submission department taking changes survey.
It can be from the results, it might be from the results. Pero Manila can, data can to be from everything. ලව් උතර ඔව් මම ලෙක්චර්ස් කරන ගමන් ඉන්නේ මේ මම ගන්නම් වැඩේ කරලා තියෙන්නේ ගොඩක් දුරට මේ print out එක අරගෙන වටේට signatures ගන්න තමයි තියෙන්නේ මේ කොහොමද කරගන්නේ ඒක අපේ ගෙවල් පැත්තට එන්න පුළුවන්ද Right, sorry. It was muted. We completed this investment in associate. Basically, investment in associate, we are using equity account investment, and parallelly these joint ventures also we consider the same accounting treatment. Basically, we are recording this investment, and then we need to consider the profit portion and dividend and the impairment. So the net value should be display in the consolidated balance sheet. So this is a kind of a lengthy, kind of a complex consolidation calculation from LOLC group, right? You can see that PN balance sheet and then the PNL. Can you see this? Result on investment in subsidiary and associate. Result on de-investment in subsidiary and associate. At the year end, we have disposed, but we have a result. We need to recognize that, right? Second para, second line. So this one, the individual company level, we don't have anything. Individual company, we are not recognizing the profit. Just the investment value, right? Just the investment. What we are recognizing is credit here, debit to here. Whatever the portion relevant to our stakes, means the 30%, debit here, credit to console P&L. Keep in mind, once you are doing your P&L, if you are having associate company, associate profit portion need to be credited under the results from operating activities. Results from operating activities, we need to add the profit portion from the equity account investments as a profit element. Keep in mind. That's the area I need to highlight. So then today I covered most of the things, right? Very complex areas. Basically steps of consolidation adjustments. We covered most of the adjustments, right? We just want to, we didn't cover this one. Once you are doing, definitely we can cover some of other things. Intercompany PP&E disposal and gain that need to be covered. And this one, intercompany building rent need to be considered. And at the acquisition, if there's a kind of a contingent liability, at the acquisition point, if there's a contingent liability or consideration fee, how we are going to treat. These are the small things we need to discuss. Then we can do full question. Right? Then you can do full question. And now you all can try question set number 2. All the questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions. So then that's a homework. I will give answers as well. I need to see that questions. I will check next week. Need to do question number 1, 2 completed. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 questions need to be done. Okay. Gadan hadaගෙන ඉන්න. Samask, right? Type करना whether it will take action live or not. Gadan hadaගෙන ඉන්න. So we have 5 consultations. 5 of them to be answered. एक assignment එකක් විදිහට ගන්න ඕනේ කියන I need to complete. You also need to complete remaining 5 questions. 5 questions to be completed. I will give the answers later. Okay. So then, hope that's done for today. I think we had a good session. Almost most of the complex areas done. We need to discuss about disposal, step acquisitions. Right? Disposals and step acquisitions and deferred tax. Those are the areas we need to conclude. Then you are kind of you have knowledge about consultation. Only thing is you need to have a practice within short time how we can solve this and getting things done. It's really important. The speed is a critical factor once we are doing consolidated question. Keep in mind. Question set number 3. Right? So then we had question set number 1, 2, and 3. Question set 2, we did only one question. Question number 2. Remaining question 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 should be done. Next week in a separate paper, separate set of papers. You have submitted to me, right? I will decide whether it will take as an assignment code. ඒක බලන්න හැලි කරලා තියෙනවා question පහට තකුණු 5 ගන්න. එකම question එක බොරු නම් දාලා වෙන කරන්නේ නැත් එපා. ඒකත් බලනවා. question එක එකක් කරලා. ආව වෙනත් එකම question එක ලියලා. ඒක බලන්න බෑ. try කරනකොට balance sheet එක tally වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ full marks. Maybe even 25 marks. So then we need to have kind of pressure to do these things. Otherwise, we are not doing, right? So then we need to do it. Okay. Thank you.